Okay. For the Soilless training group, we had our first live session after the first 6 days, and this is our second live session. But for those in the soil training, this is your first and only live session. First things first, now that you've finished your training, the next thing is for you to start your farm, right? I always tell people you get results when you implement all what you have learned. You cannot get results when you just learn and then sit down with what you've learned. You won't get results with that, okay? The only way you get results is by implementing what you've learned, okay? So naturally, it is presumed that when you finish such a training, the next thing is for you to start. Now, before you start, first and foremost, I would always tell everyone, don't go and borrow money to start snail farming. Why do I say that? Snails are slow-growing animals, and majority of the people that loan money to people get back their interest or capitals monthly, right? You have monthly interest, you have weekly interest, depending on the organization or individual you're getting your loan from. And snails, especially the farming aspect of snail, is not something that will start fetching you money the very month you start, right? During the training, I told you, you sell your snails even at point of labor. If you want to farm snails for them to grow, mature, and then you sell them, you're looking at even more than 6 months. So if you're getting a loan that would require you paying back after the first 1 month, this is not the kind of business you get that kind of loan for. All right. So that is why I always tell people, don't go for a loan when you want to start snail farming business. Or let's even take, for instance, the person gives you time to pay. Or yeah, pay me back in the next 6 months, or pay me back in the next 7 months, or rather, even pay me back in the next 1 year, and you have collected this money. Let's say you start your snail farming with 200 snails, and then these 200 snails, they will start laying, they will start producing. You might need to expand your farm. Where would you now get the money to build the necessary housing system that would require you to expand your farm because your snails are growing? Do you now understand why I say getting a loan to start a snail farm? Except somebody is just giving you money and saying, okay, you pay me back, but when you start making profit from this business, you pay me back. That is the only way you can get a loan, and it will not bother you, right? Because when you get a loan through means that will require you to be under pressure, and the snails are not something that will give you money in the next 2 or 3 months, you become under pressure and you will see everything as if it is slow. Naturally, snails are slow-growing animals. That is why I always emphasize on patience. You need to be patient. You need to be committed. Tell yourself, okay, I'm giving myself so time for me to see my snails grow. Then before I start making profit. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme. So it must take time. So be ready to put in that time. All right? Learn to be patient. Patient from the beginning of it, as you order for your snails. Those of you who were in the YouTube live with me, you saw when I was making a call. I sent some snails, I think about 700 pieces of snails to Ibadan. Since yesterday, we've been calling the lady. She had no way to pick. In fact, her number wasn't connecting. The number wasn't connecting. Now, there's another set of snails I sent to Lagos. The snail hadn't gotten there. The person was disturbing. And what time would they get here? Please, patience should start from when you are ordering for your snails. Okay, they will definitely get to you, but please be patient. Some of you will say, I want to make payment and I need my consignment tomorrow. No, sir, no, ma, it doesn't work that way. Patience. When you make payment, I will tell you the easiest time or the closest time that it can get to you, that you would also start your farm with the right species and the right sizes of snails that you're paying for. I would have to sort out, I would have to select the snails. I cannot just pack snails and put inside a basket and send to you. No, you're buying a particular set of snails, the snails that will start laying for you in no time when they get to your farm. So you give me time to select them. That requires patience. Your patience has to also Drivers are very funny human beings, very, very funny. Sometimes I say maybe they all belong to one WhatsApp group where they go and learn how to be rude. It is very difficult for you to see drivers that are not rude. Very, very difficult. As my TikTok brothers will say, seeing a driver that is not rude is by connection. Sincerely, you have out of 20, only one person will not be rude. Very, very rude. So you have to be patient. You have goods with the person. Just do yes sir, yes sir, yes sir till you get your goods. You will not have any business with that person again after that day. So just do yes sir until you get those goods. And that's it. And that is it. So please be patient. Okay? Your patience starts from now. It starts from now. Okay, be patient with my staff. They are also human beings. Yes, we have decided we want to serve the public, but they are also human beings. Don't call them elderly. Forget the fact that they are doing way bill for you. They are elderly. Please, let us all be patient and treat everyone with respect. Okay? Now, for those that I have not added to the community on WhatsApp, I will add everyone to the communities on WhatsApp, right? Now, let me tell you the differences between the communities that the groups that I have in that community. I have MedTest Farmers 1, MedTest Farmers 2, MedTest Farmers 3. All right? Anyone that did their training this year is going into MedTest Farmers 3, except for the soilless farmers. Okay, soilless farming has 1 and 2. Now, why am I saying this? If I add you to a particular group, or I give you a link to a particular group, when you join that particular one, don't click to join another one. By virtue of the fact that it is a channel, you see the other groups in that channel, but that does not mean you should join. You belong to one group, and please stay in that group. I am adding a lot of persons. All right? I'm adding a lot of persons by myself. The only people I don't add are those who have set their WhatsApp in a way that nobody can add them without their permission. So I send you an invite. So when you click on that invite and join the group, you will see other groups. But please don't join those other groups. Okay? Don't join those other groups. And that brings me to the MFF, which is the MedTest Farmers Forum. Now, MFF is where you get further mentorship from me after this training. And that one is on subscription. It's a 24,000 naira yearly subscription platform. It's 24,000 naira every year for you to get access to me as at when you want to get access to me. But please don't call me by 12 midnight. Somebody sent me a message around 10 p.m. in the night. And then the next day by 8 a.m., she was already complaining. Madam, you said we will have access to you anytime. Abba. You sent a message to me by 10 p.m. The next morning, I will resume first before I start responding to messages now, Abby. And there might be other messages waiting before I get to your own. Please, that is why I emphasize on patience a lot. Please learn to be patient. I would respond to everybody. I will. It might not be immediately because you're not the only one I trained. I have thousands of people, so it will take me time. Sometimes if I come online, I might have over 400 messages, then I start responding one after the other. So it will take time, but I will get to your own. But if it is something that is urgent, call me on phone. Not necessarily on WhatsApp, call me on normal call if it's something that is urgent. But if it's not urgent, you drop it on WhatsApp and I will respond. Immediately does not mean I will not respond. I will. So please, patience is key. I will drop the details of the payment for MFF. All right. I'll drop the details for MFF payment, which is 24,000. And then the certificate of participation is 2,000 naira. It's an e-copy, but you can print it out if you want to. Okay, that one is 2,000 naira. For those who are paying for everything, it's 26,000 naira altogether. So I'll drop the details in the various groups immediately we're done with this live session. Okay. And I will also add all of you into the respective groups that you belong to as regards the support groups. Okay. Now those support groups are for you to meet other snail farmers, all right, where you discuss share ideas, but you want mentorship from me directly, you pay for the MFF and I add you to the MFF group. I see some persons are clicking, this is the payment platform. You have not paid and you're clicking to join. Why? You know you cannot join because I will have to approve you before you join. All right. Now, for those who are getting their snails, this is dry season. Okay. So if you're getting your snails, ensure to pay for basket as well. Okay. Basket is not expensive. 3,000 naira, but if it's the big one, about 6,000, 6,500, so that your snails can get to you in good condition, because the basket enables enough air to get to the snails before they get to your location. Okay. I've also talked about the difference between the AMO and the AMS. I've talked about them in the classes, but the AMO is more expensive than the AMS. I will drop the price list of everything that I sell in the WhatsApp groups. Okay. Immediately after this class, I will drop all of those things. I will drop the price list. I will drop the payment details. Okay. Now, the price list encompasses the prices for snails, calcium, formulated feed, egg booster, ant repellent. But for those who need, those who are doing soil training, who need manure or Biochar, which is the soil booster, you can reach out to me later. Okay. So that's that. And then my delivery procedures. Let's talk about my delivery procedure so that you don't call me and say, I have paid money into your account, I need my snails tomorrow. Now, I do deliveries 3 days in a week, okay? And that's Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Those are the 3 days that I do deliveries, okay? So any payment that comes in from Friday, all right? In fact, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, if your payment comes in, your delivery will come in either on Tuesday or Wednesday or on Thursday the next week. Okay, today is already Sunday. Now, from next tomorrow, which is Tuesday, the deliveries I will be doing are those who paid this previous week. Okay, so if you're making payments starting from now to from now to Saturday again, your delivery will start from Tuesday next week. So that it will give me time to select the right species and the right sizes for you. All right. And then when I deliver your goods to you, I give you a timetable, a feeding timetable for a month, 1 full month timetable, so that you can follow through and know how and when to give your snails per day, what you're giving to them. Dates are also stamped on those particular feeding timetable. Okay, you see what you will give them on the first, see what you give them on the second, just like that till 30th. Okay. All right, so that's basically it. Okay, that's basically it. We're done. So it's time for questions. You can start sending in your questions. Like I said, drop them in the WhatsApp group. The group I added you to when we started the training. For those of the soil training, drop it in the February Snail Masterclass. For those of the soilless training, drop it in the paid class. Okay, there are questions already, so I will just start now. Okay, somebody said, please, coach, can you throw more light on the use of PVC to construct arch box? There's really nothing much to explain. Just use the same way you would have used what's it called, plank. But the good thing about PVC is that you can merge them together, so there won't be even any hole or space in between the two. Unlike wood, because if you get woods that are not straight, you will see very large holes that you will need to use other things to cover up. When you tell a carpenter, the person will know what to do. You just get the PVC, or you give the person the money to get the PVCs and then construct it for you. You already know how to, right? You just tell the person what to do and tell the person that instead of wood, I want to use PVC. Okay. Okay, next. Good evening, coach. Good evening to you too. For some of us that are into soil farming, can we also use the same method you used for soil treatment for incubation for our big pen? When you say soil treatment, I don't understand. You did a soilless snail farming training, right? Okay, you are already into soil farming before you came for soilless farm training, right? So your question is, can we also use the same method you used for soil treatment for incubation? Okay, for our big pen. Oh, that's true. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Okay, you're asking if the soil we use to incubate eggs, the way we treated it, if we can treat it the same way if you're using soil system, right? Yes, you can. Okay, how much is the ant and insect repellent? I will drop the price list, okay? Next question, how much is the point of lay, calcium, and formulated? I will drop all those price lists, okay? I'll drop them immediately after this class. I'll drop the price list. Somebody say no audio in Telegram. Please, can you all hear me? Can you all hear me? Okay, somebody said there's audio. There's audio now. Please, if you can hear me, type in the WhatsApp group that you can hear me. Some persons are saying they can't hear me. Okay, check your network. Check your network. All right. Let's get into other questions. My questions. One, wow, these are plenty. My Biosa sister says she has 1A, 1B, and then number 2. Madam Priye, you are very funny. Okay. Must say, how many days will the snail egg stay before doing the water test? I say 40 days. If they have stayed up to 40 days, you can do the water test if they have not hatched after those 40 days. How many days will the egg stay before hatching the egg manual? That's 40 days actually. If they have stayed up to 40 days, when you do the water test and some of them float, those ones that float are the ones you will do the manual hatching. Okay? If the egg has gone bad, you throw it away. If there's a snail inside, you carry it and start nursing it. All right? So after 40 days, after hatching the baby snails from the eggs, can we feed the snails with the egg shells? Yes. Yes, you can. So you can. They were supposed to have broken the shell and ate the shell while coming out, but since they didn't come out and you did it yourself, you can feed them with the same eggshells. Yes. Next question, how many poles can one put in the size of drum in the demonstration video? Okay, you can use about 60 to 70 snails. That drum I used, this is for soilless, right? That drum I used, you can use about 60 to 70 snails in that drum. Can we feed snails with okra? People do, but I don't. Okay, say they can hear me. Okay. Oh, thank God. That's beautiful. So those that cannot hear me, it might be their network. Please check your network. Okay, is there a video on manual hatching? Yes, there is. It's on my Telegram platform. Okay, go to my TikTok platform. Go to YouTube. Go to TikTok. You will see that video on how I manually hatch the snails. I also posted it in the soilless training. I posted it in the soilless training. Okay, so over to the soil training group. Good evening. Good evening to you too, ma. I will maintain the right humidity of the room or the pen. Just ensure it is moist. For the pen, ensure it is moist. Okay? Just ensure it is moist. not soaked with water, but moist. What is the unit price of the breeders and how do I book for some? I've talked about how you can book, right? When I post the price list, I will even pin the price list down. So you just check through the price list, pick the things you want to buy, and then you send them to me, okay? And I will calculate them together, give you the total, you make payment, then I will tell you when I will supply, depending on your location. You tell me your location as well. For those who are making orders from the west and from the north, please, I advise you go for AMO. And even those in the middle belt, I advise you go for AMO. Okay? Next question, Shuma. What is the meaning of soilless in this program? I said it when I started. Soilless means doing snail farming without the soil. I have a training separately for that one, and people did that training. They are in this live session with us as well. That is why I'm talking about the soilless too. Can snails be raised without soil? Yes. Okay, my TikTok handle is MegTest Snail Farm. MegTest Snail Farm. The same name with the YouTube. Okay, please send in your questions. Okay, back to the soilless group. Madam Priye, thank you too. Well done, ma. Okay, good. Somebody say good morning, ma. This is evening, oh. I believe it must have been a typo error. Good evening. Good evening. Oh, sorry, oh. Good evening. Good evening, ma or sir. Okay, your training was top notch. Oh, thank you very much and very real. I really commend your efforts. May God continue to strengthen you too, ma. God bless you. Thank you very much. However, I have the following questions to ask. Number one, the bone meal, especially cow bone, which is very strong, how do we turn it to powder form? You blend it. You're not blending it in your house. You're taking it to a feed mill. Okay, they have the kind of machines that can blend it. You're not burning it. No. Number two, in the house where you place your hutch boxes, I discovered it was covered with tarpaulin or something, though not clearly shown. How do you prevent heat inside it, since heat is dangerous to snails? You did soilless training. I told you in the training that snails need more moisture than breeze or air. Snails need moisture more than breeze and air. And in that pen, as the nylon is, there are dry plantain leaves that is wet, there are sack bags that are wet, and there is a cloth. In fact, not just one cloth. I have like 3 different clothes, towels actually, that I bought from the market. I didn't just use discarded clothes in my house. I went to the market, bought towels, not brand new. I bought Okrika towels. I think I bought those towels for 1,000 naira for one. And I bought 3. Okay, so the moisture is retained. Just take, for example, let's say you wet a cloth and then put it inside a drum that is covered and there is no air inside. Keep that cloth there for like 2-3 days. That cloth will still be wet. Excuse me. If you sprinkle, you cover that drum and no air is getting into that drum, that water you sprinkled, come back in the next 3-4 days, you will still see droplets of that water in the drum. And that is what the snails need to thrive. Moisture, that's what they need. Sorry. Please, it's too direct on her. Call them to come and carry her. This is too much on her. No, I need them to come and carry her. She needs to sleep. Okay, so that's that. The heat inside will not affect them because of the measures with which we have put in to retain moisture. But I also said, if the heat in your location is too much, remove the nylon entirely. I talked about 2 other different methods you can use to maintain moisture in your pen. Now, if you're removing the nylon entirely, you will use enough mulching materials, right? Enough. I talked about them. Please go back to the training group on Telegram and you see all those videos. I posted videos of those things and I talked about them. Okay. Number 3 question, is there any disease prevalent to snail farming? And if any, what are the medications for treating them? Because I discovered you didn't mention treatment in all of the videos. Treatment. Now, when you say disease, for now, the only known disease that we have are like what do I call fungal infection, and I have an ebook, okay, though I sell it on Amazon. I have an ebook that contains all of that with video practicals on how you treat that. That one is not part of the training. If you read through the things I said I would teach you in the training, it did not include how to treat them. I talked about effects of snails, right? Things that can affect snails and how you can prevent those things. And I discussed all of that in the training. Okay. I also talked about some few things like hibernation, heat. All of those are things that can affect snails, and I talked about them a great deal in the training. Okay. Next question, Coach. You mentioned that you advise newbies to construct 1.5 feet by 7 feet hutch boxes since we will achieve coldness better than the types you showed us in the videos. My question is, will it not be too tight? Will it not be too tight with the hide inside? No, it won't. And how many points of lay can that size of box take? It will not be too tight. Do you know why? The box of 1.5 feet width is like 2 planks put together like this. Let's say like this. Let me even use. What can I use? Okay, let's say this is 1 plank, this is another plank, and then you put them side by side like this. This is the base of the pen, right? Let's assume this is the base of the pen, and these are 2 planks, and this makes 1.5 feet. Now your height will be one of this plank, so it will come in this way. Do you understand now? Are you seeing the space? Space at the edges, this side. So when the hide is coming, the hide will come from somewhere here. So there's space at the 2 ends and also at the corners. So it will not be too tight. And for 7 feet by 1.5 feet, you can carry up to 100 snails. Okay? And carry up to 100 snails. Does the MFF involve lifetime coaching? MFF is lifetime coaching, but 24,000 naira per year. 24,000 per year. So after that year, you renew. Okay, madam. Now I talked about the benefits of the MFF. I help sell your snails in MFF. Let's take, for instance, you have snails. Now, mind you, I buy mostly point of lay snails. Okay. Now you have point of lays that you want to sell and you need me to help you sell it. I have a buyer close by or close to you that wants to buy. Is it that I direct the buyer to you or I buy them from you and sell by myself? Those are some of the benefits of being in the MFF. I know some persons will say, when I start the business, how do I sell? I've given you a solution now. Okay, madam, to feed them with yam, cassava, and other them, you boil them, but for sweet potato, you don't need to boil them. Don't boil sweet potato. Just slice it. I also sent a video of sweet potato, how you slice it. Please, for those in the Soilless training, go to your training group. You will see those videos. Okay, let me even check the name of that, where I posted those videos. I posted the video of manual arching, How to feed your snails with sweet potato. Yes, day 13. I call it supporting videos. So if you go there, you will see both the timetable, how I manually hatch the eggs, how to feed your snails with formulated feed and calcium mixed together, how to feed your snails with sweet potato without boiling, just slicing, how you also take life. You just pour them on the floor, sprinkle water on them. When they start moving, you can just remove them and put them in your pen. That is when you order for snails. When the snails arrive your location, that's the first thing you do. Okay, so go to day 13 training. For those in the soilless training, go to day 13 training and you will see all those videos I just mentioned. Or you can go to my TikTok account and you will see all those videos. TikTok at MegTest Snail Farm. You see all these videos I just talked about. Okay. All these videos I just talked about are on the TikTok handle. MegTest Snails. MegTest Snails. Go to MegTest Snails on TikTok. All right. Okay, next. What is the composition of the organic insect repellent? We talked about since it kills other insects and not harmful to snails. I don't teach that one. That one is my secret recipe. I don't teach it. Okay. Okay, the person complaining that he wasn't hearing or says, I don't know if there can be a recorded version. I don't know. I can't be certain because this network can be very funny. 100 points of lay snails, yes. 100 points of lay snails that can grow into jumbos, yes. Somebody was asking if that 1.5 feet by 7 feet can carry 100 adult snails. The answer is yes. Okay. Group, where are the questions asked? Because all the questions she's reading, I can't see them. I already told you I have 2 groups I'm reading from. You are in one. So you will not see all the questions. But at least I'm reading the question before I'm now answering them. So you have an idea. Somebody said the ebook is not opening. I will post it in the WhatsApp. Don't worry. How do we prepare the pen to take off? Please go back to your training materials. Go back to your training materials. This is not where I start training you how to prepare pen. I've already talked about how to prepare pen in the training. I'm not muted, though. I am not muted. Please, how many of you can hear me? Some persons are saying there are no audio. There's no audio that have been muted. I'm not muted. Somebody said when you introduce the juvenile into the greenhouse to the point of laying, do you have to remove them to the do you have to remove them to the archery, or you leave them in the greenhouse? You leave them now, no need to remove them. Okay, people can hear me. Those who cannot hear me, it's your network will work. I'm not muted. I'm not. Okay. Okay, somebody say you mentioned in one of the videos that the drum should be washed 2 to 3 times in a week. How do we achieve it since you said we should not be disturbing the snails? Yes, the washing time, you disturb them now. I said 1 or 2 times, so not 2 to 3 times, so no. at least once or twice in a week. Once is also okay. That once helps you to wash off any dirt that have been there, courtesy of their poop. You should not disturb them, does not mean you won't touch them at all, but constant or frequent touching is what I advised against. Okay. Which type of wood do you suggest for the orchard box? The strong as the hardwood. I don't know the name they call it in your location, but the hardwood, just tell them you need the hardwood. Carpenters or wood sellers know what you're talking about. Okay, in soilless farming, apart from insect repellent, how else can we sterilize the soil for egg hatching? You can also heat it. You can also heat the soil. Okay, just put it inside a pot, head pan, frying, any pot or any metal you can use, and then light fire, put it on top. Don't add water, just fry the soil. Now that frying process helps to kill any debris, any ants, any insects. Okay, that's another way you can also sterilize. Some people also sterilize with boiling water, but that method has proved not to be too effective. So it's either you're frying it or you're just using the ant and insect repellent. Okay, questions. What's the time after 9? Questions. Hey, baby. I'm waiting for your questions. I don't know if PVC will be more durable than wood. Though. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. That one, I don't have an idea. What is doing snail farming without the use of the soil? The only place we use soil in the soilless system is when we want to incubate eggs. But putting the soil in the hutch box or concrete pen or well before you put snails, we don't do that in the soilless system. I just joined this evening, so I don't really understand how to start off. I'm Edit. Okay, how can I get the teaching from the beginning? Um, there is just continue from where you are. It's a question and answer session, so just ask your question. Okay, I'm waiting for your questions. I'm waiting for your questions. So, hello. Please, can you call me back? I'm in a live session, please. I'm in a class. I'm waiting for your questions. Okay. Can we join the MF? It's MFF. And yes, you can join at any time. Okay. Will there be video on slime making? Yes. Yes. I will make a video on how to, if I can't get to make a video, I can share a video with you. Yes. I'll look for on how to extract the slime. Can you give us your carpenter to build hutch boxes for us? Depends on your location, right? If it is far and if the hutch boxes you're constructing are not much, I would advise you to get a carpenter in your location because it will cost much bringing my carpenter from Port Harcourt down to your location, except you're constructing many, maybe from 5 and above, then I can advise you to actually take him. In place of cocoyam leaf to place food for the hatchlings in the bucket, what other thing can we use? Any other leaf. You can even use a plate. Oh, if you're in Port Harcourt, that's fine. That's fine. Which area in Port Harcourt? Okay, I can see you in the video but can't hear you. It might be your network. Oh. Okay, from the soil training group, somebody's asking if the soilless training is part of the 8 days. No, it's not. It's a different training entirely. How do I start off? Please go through the trainings. Thank you for the class. Thank you too. How can I create or locate potential buyers of snails in my location, which is Ilorin? I talked about how you can get snail buyers. Okay, you can sell to market women, you can sell to hotels, you can sell to restaurants, you can sell to eateries, you can even sell to wholesalers that buy from you and resell to individuals, not necessarily market women. You can also export. Okay, there is no shortage of buyers when it comes to snails. That is why it is very expensive, because people hardly see it. You that have it, selling it is not an issue. How do I get the pen? Who is this person asking these questions? Have you even gone through the training? You first ask, how do I kick off? How do I start off? How can I get the teaching from the beginning? Now you're saying, how do I get the pen? No, now please go through the training first before you start asking questions. Somebody say, how do we export? I'm not an export expert. So for you to do export, you would have to get export training. Babe. Okay. Please call the student to come and carry her. She needs to sleep. That's what I said the first time. Hey, baby. Okay, outside the training, can we call at any time to ask questions? It depends. It depends. Please, I would also like to rest after the training. Now, if I'm doing anything outside that one, that is where the MFF comes into play. Okay, join my MFF group and you have access to me. But even at that, you cannot just call me at any time. Okay, night time is time to rest, and then early in the morning also, I would need to take care of a few things before I now get into business. But other than that, yes, you can reach me. So please join the MFF. It's just 24,000 naira for a full year, 12 months. Okay, Rumi Igbo. Doesn't know in Port Harcourt, don't worry, you can locate it. How many arch boxes do you want to construct? So that we'll talk about it, and then you can send me a private DM. We'll continue the conversation from there. Coach, I have paid for the MFF. You are yet to add me. I have added you, Madam P. I have added you. And we're beginning by this March, 1st of March, we're beginning. I even sent messages to that MFF yesterday. I've added you. Can someone convert concrete pen to a soilless snail farm? Yes, you can. But like I said in the training, I don't teach that one. If you want to convert an existing concrete pen to soilless concrete pen, you would have to call for my engineer to come down and construct it, okay? To reconstruct it rather. And those who would like to do concrete for the soilless too, you would have to contact me. I'll send my engineer down to do the reconstructing or construction from the beginning, as the case may be, okay? Again, but you chat me later. Okay, questions. I thought that after the training we are to have, yes, it's after the 3 months I'm talking about now. Yes. You mentioned that we have free mentorship, but yes, after that 3 months, that's for the people in the soilless. You did your training in January? No, February 1st actually. So April, May, right? No, April, right? 3 months. So from May upward, you have to join the MFF. Madam Ejiro, I explained to you before, I don't need to add you to any next batch. I don't need to add to any next batch. Join the training. Since you're coming in late, you had issues, you're just joining. Join the training. After you finish the training, if you have any questions, ask me. Okay? Please, I want to request that this answer session video be made available to us. It's not a guarantee. Okay? It's not a guarantee. I'm actually recording it, but sometimes it doesn't really work the way we expect. I'm recording it. If it works, fine, I'll post it. How do I join the soilless group? Soilless group training for now is 35,000 naira. So you can chat me up if you're interested in joining. For those in the soil group that would want to go for the soilless, you can chat me up and join. It's 35,000. Please don't drop voice note, or I will not be able to listen to your voice note and answer questions. Please write. If you drop voice note, I won't be able to listen to voice notes. I'm live. I cannot now be listening to voice note and then responding. Please write it. Type. She's looking for things to destroy. You are worthy of my worship. Go and give them a, she needs to sleep. Yep. Hmm? Okay. Those that are raising their hands, do you want to ask questions? Because I want to start picking people from the live session here to start asking questions. Okay, I'm seeing Priye, Michael, Lucy, Emio. I'm seeing different persons raising their hands. So if I see your hand up, I will unmute you so you can ask your question. Madam Priye, you're unmuted. Please go ahead and ask your question. So anybody that has a question, please, if you look at the screen, you will see where you can type, where you can tap for you to raise your hand. So just raise your hand and I will pick you shortly. Okay. Madam Priye, please go on. While we're waiting for Madam Priye, there are questions here. Somebody say, please, how does one close the drum you showed during the training? You close it by closing the drum now. There's a cover to the drum, so you just close it. Watch that video very well. You see how I even closed it. Okay, please, how many hutch boxes do you advise us to make before making order for poles? It depends on the number of snails you're starting with. Okay, it depends on the number of snails you're starting with. Somebody who's starting with 1,000 snails will definitely do more hutch boxes than someone who is starting with 200 snails. Right? So you tell me to start with, then I'll tell you how many hutch boxes you should go for. Okay, I don't think Madam Priya is still with us. So I'll pick the next person, which is Emioye. Yes. Sir, please, you are unmuted. You can ask your question. Can you hear me? Why is she still here?
Good evening, ma.
Hello, good evening, sir. Then let them back and stay here. Please go ahead, sir.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me, ma?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you very well.
I want to ask, is it possible to overweight our mulching material?
Yes, it's possible.
Much more water.
It's possible.
Okay. Okay.
That is why I talked about. Go ahead.
If on the morning I see my snail hanging on the pen, should we remove them and put them back inside the mulching material?
No. You need to allow them to move. They will walk back to where they need to be when it's time to by themselves.
Okay. Thank you, ma. Then the potatoes. Should we cook it?
Okay, who is next? Gladys. What?
Should we cook our potato for the snail or we give them raw?
What did you ask? Sweet potato? No, you're not cooking it. Sweet potato, just give them raw. Sorry, I muted even while you were talking. Is that all the questions, or you still have more questions? Hello, sir.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. What is the consequence of overweight the what is the consequence or consequences of overwetting the mulching material if it is overwet?
The mulching materials will scatter into pieces sooner than expected. That's for soilless system. But if you're doing soil system, in fact, the same thing. It will if it is soil system, the mulching materials, if it is overwet, it will in turn wet the soil too much, and that will not be good. But if it is soilless system, it will just make you to be changing the mulching materials frequently, more than usual. So you wet them when you ought to. Okay, sometimes when they are actually wet, you don't even wet them in the morning. If they are wet, when you check your leftover feeds and you go, come again.
Does he affect the snail in any way? Overwet?
No, not exactly. Not exactly.
Great. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. I'm grateful.
You're welcome, sir. You are welcome. Okay, next person. Maria. Let's unmute Maria. Madam Maria, please ask your question. Madam Maria, please ask your question. Okay, while we're waiting for Madam Maria, somebody asked a few questions. The dry plantain leaves, for how long can we use it before changing? You will know when you need to change it. That one, any third person, you will know. When they start when they start littering the whole place, you will know how to change it. You will know when to change it rather. Can I have recording of the previous training outside the materials? How? The trainings are pre-recorded already, so the trainings are already pre-recorded. They are on Telegram. You have access to them all the time. So what other recording are we talking about? I don't think Madam Maria is still with us. So let me unmute the next person. Gladys. Please ask your question, ma'am. Okay, while we're waiting for Madam Gladys, let's take more questions. Somebody is still saying there's no audio at all. Others are hearing me here. Okay, someone says, can we store the concentrated feed in a sealed plastic container in the deep freezer? No. Those are dry feeds. So don't put them anywhere they will get wet. Hello, good evening, ma'am. Good evening, ma'am. Hello, good evening, ma'am. I can hear you.
Yes, I said, what's the price for the points of play, and which do you recommend for those of us in Lagos? Is it the AM or the AMO?
If you're in Lagos, it's AMO. And I will drop the price list of everything, not just the snails. I will drop every price list immediately after this training. I'll drop the price list in the WhatsApp groups.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, someone is asking if she can store concentrated feed in the freezer. Somebody is asking what is concentrated feed. Seriously, I hope you all went through the training before asking questions. Because someone cannot go through my training and still be asking what is concentrated feed. That's the feed we feed our snails with. They are formulated feed. Feed or concentrated feed. Now, you cannot store it in the freezer. You just keep it in a dry, cool place. And the fridge or freezer is not dry. Okay, next person. What's the name? Mr. Steven, please ask your question. You are unmuted.
Yeah, good evening, sister.
Good evening, sir.
Yes, ma'am. My question is this, although I have gained a lot this evening, sir, but I just want to ask about the all this material that is on the Telegram. I hope it will stay up for the very
Yes.
long period because I'm into
Yes.
some things now. But I may not be.
I'm not
Are
deleting
you
anything.
saying
You have
yes?
access to them anytime. Yes.
Okay,
I am
thank
not
you. Thank
deleting
you.
anything. They will be there forever.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. The next person to speak is Madam Chineye. Let me unmute you so you can ask your question. No, Chinyere. Okay, I've already unmuted you. Please ask your question. Madam Maria, I unmuted you now. You did not ask any question. That's why I muted back. Oh yeah, go ahead. Ask your question, please. I have muted you. Please ask your question.
Hello, ma. Good evening, ma. Are
Good
you
evening,
hearing
ma'am.
me now, ma? Yes, ma. Well done. My question is this.
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, I happen to have benefited from your training during the soil farming training and the soilless. You talked a lot about, you advised us a lot not to handle, to as much as possible avoid handling of the snails every time, that it can reduce their growth or something. They will be,
Yes.
it will not be good to touch them every time. But I'm wondering whether with these soilless that you have to maybe keep them, rinse the
Yes.
hush buses from time to time. I'm already have done with the
Someone
soil
rinsing of
farming.
the old
I don't know that
rinsing
rinsing.
of the old that should be more than once in a week. At most
Okay,
once
so
in a week.
so that level of handling is okay.
Yes, that's fine.
Okay,
That's
all
fine.
right. Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Ensure they are always under the mulching materials. Okay, them staying hidden makes them grow faster. Okay,
Yes.
than when they are just outside everywhere. Somebody was asking if he should be bringing them down when he sees them. No, that is you tantamount to handling them all the time. So don't. They will find a way to go under the multi materials and hide.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome, ma. All right, who's next? Okay, are we done with our questions? All right, I'm seeing some hands. Let me pick Johnson. Please ask your question. Hope you hear it before leaving. Please go ahead with your questions. I'm waiting for your questions. Or are we done? No more questions? Okay, let me unmute the next person. Please ask your question. The person that is unmuted, please ask your question. Your name is long. I don't know how to pronounce it. Moradion. Sorry. Please ask your question.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for.
Hello, good evening. Good evening, ma'am.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. I live in Lagos, and going by what's the last training on how to source for snail, you advise Southwest is Ibadan. If I can vividly remember that we can source for snail in the Southwest, that the best place is Ibadan. So can you give me a link with where to source for snail? Where to buy snail?
I have an outlet in Ibadan. So you can get snails from that outlet in Ibadan. That's what I meant.
Oh, okay. Do I have to get across to you? Do I have to get across to you one-on-one? Yes. Okay. That is one. I have tried to get across to you, and I asked this question, and up till now, there has been no response, and that's a kind of delay and difficulty in getting information across to you, and the response time.
You sent me a message where, please?
I sent it to your personal number on WhatsApp. If I sent to
when
you
was that?
on the Telegram. This was last week. I can repost it or forward it. Your personal.
Yes, you can ask now. We're having the question and answer session now, so you can ask now.
You can just give me the link or give me the address how to reach out to you in order to get the snail, because I want to start off and I don't want to go and buy elsewhere.
You want to come to my farm?
No, I want to buy.
That's
I
what
want
I'm
to buy. You
saying.
said
You have my number. You can just call me or you send it. I'm surprised you're saying you sent a message to me since last week. I don't have any message since last week that I haven't responded to.
on
The
your
only
WhatsApp,
messages
but
I've
I
not
will send
responded
it.
are from yesterday. Please, you can
Okay,
resend it. You can
I
resend
will
it. Yeah.
send it. Thank you very
All right.
much. That's all.
You're welcome, ma.
All right. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Whose hand is up? We'll soon be rounding this session. Soon be rounding up this session. What's the time? Okay, to 10. We're rounding up by 10 p.m. Okay. Let me unmute Michael. Sorry, please go ahead with your question. Please ask your question. Hello, good evening. Okay, any more questions? It's from your own end that the problem is happening. You say you don't have audio. The audio, not you not having audio, is from your phone or your network. Are we done with our questions? Okay, some other person's hand is up. Let me, excuse me. Please ask your question. Lucky, please go ahead with your question, sir or ma'am. Where's the person asking the question? Oh, Okay, another person's hand is up. Please ask your question. Okay,
Hello,
somebody
ma.
says, yes, good evening.
God bless you. Thank you for everything you've been doing for us.
You're
The
welcome.
Lord will bless you more and more in Jesus' name. Please, how does one join the what do you call it?
The MFF.
Nectar's Farm Mentorship. Okay. How does one join? Because we have finished this one now.
Okay, I would post the payment details for that MFF after this training, or immediately after this live session, rather. I'll post that.
Okay. Another question, please. I
Alright,
live in Abuja. How do we
okay.
get connected? Yes, ma'am. For
How do you
purchase of,
what?
how do we get purchase of
You
snails?
make your purchase and I will bill it to you. But I just
Okay.
sent some things to Abuja yesterday too. Yeah.
Okay.
No, sorry, on Friday, not yesterday. On Friday.
Okay. All right then. Thank you.
Yeah.
So when I'm ready, I'll let you know.
No problem.
Thank you. God bless.
You're welcome, man. God bless you too.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Somebody asked the question: snails being a fragile animal of most drivers, would rough handling of drivers not affect the snails before it gets to the buyer, especially when arranged with loads when sending? Thing is, especially during this dry season, we send snails through baskets. Okay, so there's enough ventilation. You know those laundry baskets? We send it through those baskets. So there's enough ventilation for the snails. And they know it's livestock now. So most of them handle it well. And at least over time we've been able to know those ones that handle our snails well and use them. So snails usually get to their destination. Yeah, this basket. We use this basket.
Maybe time now is in a voice that you can wait to answer. Hello?
Yes, good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening. My name is Chris.
Go ahead, sir.
Somehow I was listening to your other lecture 3 or 4, day 4. You made mention about washing the snails if it is invaded by ants. My question is, if you're washing your snail, is it just clean water or you need to add something, maybe chemical detergent?
Just clean water. Just clean
water. Okay. Then again, what puzzled my mind was if the pen is deep inside, if it's immersed inside kerosene mixed with condemned oil, just to invade the place, if they are there. How is it possible that an ant will be able to invade the farm if your pen is immersed constantly inside the mixture of kerosene and condemned engine oil?
The thing is, this is life.
Yeah. Okay.
things can happen that are way beyond our control. We do our best to ensure that we protect our farm to the best of our ability. During the training, I talked about a colleague of mine that was complaining that our concrete pen, that ants burrowed out from the concrete pen to kill our snails. This is a concrete pen that the floor is casted. They did rough casting on the floor, and she has been using it for years. So everybody was surprised when she said ants came out from that casted floor, especially when that heat surge started last year. So hot, they had to just look somewhere to come out from. So they came out, and those are things that can happen from time to time, though very rare, but it happens because we can only do our best. We can't tell what can happen and what cannot happen. Do you understand? So in case, even when I was explaining that washing of the snails, I also said it most likely will not happen, right? Because of the measures we have put in place for such things not to happen. But in case it happens, because you cannot tell. So that's it.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, I think we're done. I'm not seeing any other questions. No hand is raised in the live session. No question in the groups. So I believe we're done, right? Yes, before we even go off, Seth, let me even talk about this. As you all know, I have a very busy schedule, right? But I still do my best to create time for all of you, which is why from the beginning I said I might not be able to answer the questions immediately, but I will definitely answer. Some persons say, why not get a staff that will do it? The staff will not know what I know, right? There is to an extent that the staff can attend to snail farmers. But when it comes to questions relating your farming and all of that, there are a lot of, they don't have the level of experience that I have, right? So majority of the things, I tell them categorically to leave it for me, okay? Now, that being said, you contact me for a job, for me to construct concrete pens and a greenhouse for you. I tell you I am busy. That's because I already have contract jobs lined up for up to 2 months. Now you're telling me this was not what I promised you when I was training you, that I will always be available. I'm a human being. I am a human being. I have a team that is responsible for that. And my team can only be in a particular place at a time, right? And also, even if my team is going there, I also visit the farm while construction is going on. And I am just one person. I don't understand the way some people get angry. Okay, you want me to collect your money and then not deliver, or then I'll collect your money and tell you that I will deliver in the next 3 months. Is that what you're looking for? When you call me possible time that I can start your own construction, maybe as at the time you're calling me, I already have jobs at hand, and then some who have already paid that I've booked ahead. So you calm down. I don't want a situation where I will collect money from you and then you'll be bugging me because I have not delivered my job. I will tell you a date that I can deliver. There's no need for you to get angry now. I went ahead to explain that, first of all, I am somebody's wife, even though I'm a business person. I am a mother to children. In fact, one of my child is just few months old. She's not even up to a year. Okay, and then he goes on and says, why would you be doing business when you know you have a child with you? Very, very funny people. Simply because I said I don't have the time as at this moment. does not mean I will not have time next month or the upper month. It's just for us to fix the time. People have to be calming down. I don't even know why somebody who is going into snail farming is so much in a hurry. Where are you rushing to? Where? Where are you rushing to? Please try to calm down. Now you have used something that we can, something that we could have discussed calmly about. You have used it to severe relationship that would have helped you in future. You don't even know where we'll meet again, but you decided it's insult you want to rain on me. No wahala, sha. Please, learn to be patient. I beg you, please. Okay, answer. Please go ahead and ask your questions. She was crying here. Let me take her outside, please. Madam Sama, please ask your question. Are we done?
Can you hear me now? Good evening.
Oh, I can hear you. Yes, I can hear you. Please go ahead.
I've been trying to talk, please. Thank
Oh,
you so
sorry.
much for all you've been doing, and
You're welcome.
your explanations are so clear that I almost don't have questions. Just wanted to ask about the. I stay in Lagos actually, and I wanted to know if how will I get products when I'm ready to start off?
Okay, you get it from me, but you get it from my outlets in Ibadan when it's time to do the waybill. Okay.
Oh,
The best, yes, my manager in Ibadan will waybill them to you from Ibadan because it's quite closer to you than Port Harcourt.
okay. And then secondly, I have a space at my backyard, although I planted some things behind here, and I'm using it also as a space for gymming and exercising. But I have a little space around there, so I'm not going to start with so much. I just want to do a test trial, just to see how, to see what it will become, what will become of it at the time I start, and then maybe I'll now start somewhere in the village. I have a very, very, very big space in the village, but the problem now is that when you are not on ground, people will not be able to handle your business properly for you. So, is there any advice you can give when I'm ready to start in the village? I used to do fish farming in the village, so the fish they didn't take care of it properly because I'm in Lagos, you know, and I do my business here in Lagos. They didn't take care of it. All the minions that were put into that farm, and all the construction and everything we had on that farm just went to waste, you know. I even had the nurses for
Sometimes,
the fish and all that, so I don't even know.
sometimes what I do is, by virtue of the trainings that I do, some persons come for these trainings, but after the training, they don't really have the capital to start, but they have the knowledge. So most times I announce it in the groups when people need you, because your solution is for you to get somebody that is credible to handle the business. And sometimes family cannot handle businesses the way we want them.
At all.
So what you do is you hire a hand that can help you out. And most times when I announce such things in the group, there are people in those localities that would want to do the work. Yes, I have learned the snail farming, but I don't have the money to start now. Now here is somebody who has the money to start, but is looking for somebody to take care of the farm. So solution, problem solved. So if I have someone like that in your location, where is your village, please?
Imo State.
Imo. So when it's time,
just 2 hours from Port.
Okay, when it is time, I can ask in the group, okay, I'll drop a message in the group telling the group that, okay, this is what is, and if we have people who are available and in that area, that's fine. I've also connected someone from Bayelsa to even someone in Lagos before, because the person provided accommodation for the staff. He lives abroad and he needed to set it up here, and he needed someone. When I posted it, the persons that indicated interest were outside where he was, but he had a farmhouse, provided accommodation, so it was easy for the person to move. So when I post it, if we have people in that location, fine, I would tell them to contact you.
Okay, that would
so
be
when
very
it's time,
nice.
just let me know.
All right, thank you so much. God bless you.
You're most welcome. God bless you too, man.
Yeah.
Okay, we are just 2 minutes away from calling it a night. Okay, somebody says, how do we prevent ants and others in drum system, as we can't use oil or kerosene? You put it in a high platform, okay, on top of a table, top of a chair, just something that is lifted from the ground, okay? And then the legs of that lifted surface should be put. What I do is I put it on top of a rack. Okay, I build a rack with wood where I pin the drums inside. So the legs of that rack is inside the containers containing condom oil and kerosene. Please, how many hutch boxes do you advise us to make before making poles order? I said it depends on the number of snails you're going for. In a hurry to pack the millions in snail farming. I don't blame you, Jerry. So you tell me the number of for, then I will tell you how many hutch boxes you should start with. Okay. I'll tell you, okay, construct this one in so dimension, and then this other one, divide it into 2 or divide it into 3. I'll tell you that. You just tell me how many snails you're going for. Please, you promise to tell us the advantages and disadvantages of soil and soil system. Yes, I did that in the training. Please go back to the training. I even did that in the free training. I did that even in the free training. In place of cocoyam leaf, to place food for the hatchlings. Okay, I've already answered these questions now. Please, coach, I missed the answers to many questions above. The network disconnected. Let me check. I was recording it though. I was recording it, so I pray that it's still recording. Yes, it is. It is recording. The recording is recording. So I'll post it in the Telegram groups, okay? The place where you had your training, the Telegram groups, I'll post it there, because this is a video and audio of over 1 hour. We can't post it on WhatsApp. So I'll post it both on YouTube, Okay, no, instead of putting it in Telegram, let me just post it on YouTube. To be a lot easier, I don't need to download it, just go there and watch. Okay, you're starting with 200 posts. You can start with 2 watch boxes. Okay, you can start with 2 watch boxes. One will carry. Okay, you are a beginner, right? You are a beginner, so you either go with the watch box of 3 feet by 6 feet, but you're not putting the nylon. You're just using only dry plantain leaves, bare like that, without the soil. Or you're going for the 1.5 feet by 7 feet. If you're going for the 3 feet by 6 feet, you can put in, do 3 feet by 7 feet. You can put in 200 snails in that one. Okay. Then you do another 3 feet by 7 feet again, and then demarcate it into 2 or 3 different parts. Are you the one that said you are in Port Harcourt, that you want my engineer to come and construct for you? If you are the one, you call me directly. I'll tell my engineer what to do, how to do it. But if you're not the one, you just do 2, okay? Do 2 arch boxes, one for the poles, and then the other one you demarcate it into either 3 or 2, where you can put in your archlings, where you can put your incubated eggs, when you incubate them in the plates or inside the bucket, where to put them. So you start from that, but you will expand in no time though. But for the meantime, for a start, you can start with 2 arch boxes. And mind you, woods are quite expensive. Before now, let's say like 2 years ago, arch boxes were like, I remember I did an arch box, in fact, 2 arch boxes in Bielsa about 2 years ago. I did those 2 arch boxes for, how much now? I think everything I spent 50 something thousand naira for the 2. But right now, 50 is not even construct 1. Okay, you say in Abuja. All right, no problem. Like I said, you can start with 2. Okay, it's time. Me too, I'm tired. Let me rest. Okay, so thank God this was recorded. It will download and then I will upload it on YouTube. I'll drop the link of the video, or you can just go to my YouTube channel, right? Just go to Mekte Snail Farm on YouTube. Okay, you can go there tomorrow. Yes, you can go there tomorrow. I'll post it this evening. So go there tomorrow to watch it. Sometimes the network can take a long time in posting it. So go to the YouTube channel at Mekte Snail Farm. Watch this live session. All right, so let us call it a night. Thank you so much, everyone. Thanks for staying till the end. I really appreciate. Thanks for all your questions. The questions actually mean you went through the training. Though some persons were asking questions that I don't understand. But anyways, thank you very much. Thank you too. Thank you. You reach me, somebody's asking how to reach me. You can reach me either by call or by WhatsApp. You have my number saved already, so you reach me through those medium. All right, so thank you. Take care of yourself. I wish you success in your new adventure, or venture rather. You do well, and please endeavor to be patient and take things slow. Don't be in a hurry, okay? These snails are slow growing animals, so you ought to go at their pace with them so that you don't wear yourself out and start feeling frustrated. Thank you. God bless you. Later.